hit the record button. You will hear it going off. And there we go. So thanks, everybody. My name is Jason Foster. I'm the president and CEO of Destination Crenshaw. I'm super excited today because ultimately what we're doing at the Destination Crenshaw project and what our goal is to provide cultural permanence to the Crenshaw community and specifically Black LA through work, actually action, right? We've seen a lot of times and a lot of opportunities where kind of the performative marketing nature of supporting our people doesn't actually reach the ground. And so what our organization and what our job is actually to drive the positive change in our community through action, through work, through partnerships, through collaborations, and ultimately driving the economics, but also the wealth and the health of our community. And so I'm super excited about this conversation because ultimately everyone knows probably on this call that we're building something. This is construction. We're doing this thing. And so what I wanted to do as we went through this building and this bringing this resource to the construction of Crenshaw Boulevard is really think about how we can maximize our impact in the community. And as we're going through this project, which I'll do in a quick overview in a minute, there was two organizations that I heard I needed to speak to, right? So the first, as we were going through, it was, have you talked to Angela Glack? Have you talked to Angela? So I want to just bring up Angela Gibson from Glack to really talk about, why she's excited today and really introduce herself and her organization. If people don't know about Glack, they can get more information after this seminar. But Angela, if you could just take it away, introduce yourself and really just share why you're excited about this opportunity.
Great. And thank you so much, Jason. And good afternoon to all of the attendees. I'm so excited on behalf of GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, to be partnering with this awesome project, which is so critical to our community, Destination Crenshaw. And of course, also to be joined by my good friend, Carlos Ray at Meriwether and Williams, who'll tell you more about his program. But GLAC is a business association dedicated to the growth and development of Black-owned businesses in the greater Los Angeles area. And there's been a better time like now for us to really be involved with all of the economics and the opportunities that are going on. GLAC is really committed to providing access and resources for our members. And our goal at GLAC is to educate, equip, engage, employ, and empower. So again, on behalf of GLAC, our board of directors, our chairman, Gene Hale, and our wonderful staff at GLAC, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please stay connected to this project. And we are gonna, as they say, a great boat rises all tides or something like that, but all together we'll be uplifted. And so again, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Jason.
Absolutely. And so thank you for that, Angela. And I think ultimately what we're trying to do is connect people to your resources that you have in the organization, but also the different organizations so they can actually create this ecosystem that's going to broaden our reach and broaden the impact of what's possible. And then the next organization that folks were like, hey, wait, you want a bond? You're building something? Oh, you got to talk to Meriwether and Williams. So that brought us to the city bonding program and Carlos, and we're going to go into the program a little more, but just wanted to introduce, see if you can introduce yourself, who you are, and really what brings you to this seminar today.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. I'm excited to be here on behalf of Meriwether and Williams and the City of LA's Contractor Development and Bonding Program. We're excited about the Destination Crenshaw project and how we can help small and diverse businesses be a part of this transformative project in our community. So I'm excited to work with you, excited to work with Angela and share some more information a little bit later about our program. But we understand that opportunity builds capacity. And so that's basically what our program and company does. We help you build your capacity by identifying opportunities and helping remove barriers, which I'll get in a little bit more later. But I just want to say I'm excited to be here. I'm looking forward to all the information that's going to be presented today.
Cool. Thank you so much, Carlos. And one of the things about the program that I realized is that it really does give people a specific opportunity to compete, right? Because I think ultimately what we're trying to do and what the Black community is trying to do through Destination Crenshaw is compete with the affluency, with the resources, with the amenities that we typically have to leave our community to get, right? Because ultimately that's not the question. right? We're never really trying to leave, right? We're trying to really have our stuff in our community, and why can't we have the jobs and the resources in our community as well? And so that actually transitions me to our Destination Crenshaw project. For the folks that are not aware of it, what we're doing and what we're working on, here's a quick kind of project overview and update of what we're doing. So this is Destination Crenshaw in the Sankofa Park, which is currently in construction right now. We're super excited to be 63% done with this construction. And what you see here is not only world-class design from our designers at Perkins and Will, but also you see the community around it, right? You see the largest commercial core for Black-owned businesses on the West Coast. You see the largest homeowner percentage for Black residents in Los Angeles. And you see a thriving community, right? You see a community that has existed, but ultimately the goal is to push further, to push beyond what we feel like intrinsically, but also bring that outside of our bodies, bring the time, the love, and the money together for our community with our investment of Destination Crenshaw to really make a difference. So Dr. Fullilove, when she wrote the book Rook Shot, she talked about how our community is basically a root system, how things that we put together, things that we create, actually create the network of change. And so Destination Crenshaw, our overall project, is going to be a 1.3-mile project through Crenshaw Boulevard, bringing in 6 pocket parks and community spaces, over 100 public art commissions, technical assistance to the 43 businesses along the corridor, replanting of over 822 trees throughout of our network approach, bringing in different municipalities and different departments to really connect and create an urban canopy. All of these things to really make the most dynamic express Black culture in our country, and hopefully create a cultural tourism opportunity that really drives the economic opportunities throughout our community for years to come. And so in the making of that project, you have to build the place, right? So while we're here today is about construction, and to date, we're 55% complete. This slide is a little bit dated. We got our weekly update, as you guys know, so we're jumping up over 60 right now. Right now, what we have been charged with is really workforce development on the worker level, right? To date, we've been really focused on how do we get people in the pre-apprentice program and actually drive folks to union opportunities. So right now, we're 75% local hire. That's what we have, and that's what we developed with our PLA. We're right now 90% local hire hours on our project. So in our tiers that we've developed that's focusing on our specific area, 90% of the wages that are going out of the Destination Crenshaw are actually going to our local hire. 14% Black worker percentage. It's typically around 3 or 4% in our projects. We want to make sure that we're actually supporting the Black workers and getting them in our local community where they are the majority to our project. And we're currently working with Second Call and PCL, our general contractor on Sankofa Park, to actually drive this even further. And so in the completion of Sankofa Park, we're looking at the fall and the top of next year, the start of the streetscapes and the parklets, which we'll talk about later, and then hopefully the grand opening later. So the Destination Crenshaw project is the northernmost section at Sankofa Park, the Crenshaw Wall right here in 50th, and then there's parklets that are currently online. What we do, and if you live in the community, you've probably seen these construction notices going out, right? So we send out construction notices, we make sure that they're flyered, we make sure that people really understand, because we're trying to make sure the communication that happens throughout the community is actually updated and changed by our project, because we know the years of construction that people have experienced, and we want to really help them push through that. So we do protocols, we flyer, we campaign, and I'm sharing this because ultimately partnering with you as a contractor for this project is an opportunity to not only share your business, but actually connect with our marketing expertise. We are trying to work as an active partner to not only grow your business, but also grow the way that people feel about construction. Because ultimately, to improve our community, we will have to build something, and we will have to actually move it forward. And so we're also connecting on each one of those construction notices with opportunities in the careers. So we're looking to create over 130 opportunities with workers on our project, but also contracting with subcontractors through our GCs that are currently under contract today. So if you are actively looking for work in the Crenshaw area, please let us know. And we have an interest form that we'll share at the end of this. On other notes, we do support small businesses, including businesses that are contractors with connections to SBA loans, legal services, and smaller projects like facade improvement programs for the businesses along Crenshaw. So these are things that we can actually connect your business to outside of an RFP or a construction opportunity to support you as a small business owner. So just wanted to mention this and mention the other opportunities that Destination Crenshaw is creating through Main Street America's partnership with entrepreneurial mapping. So making sure that contractors are also seen as entrepreneurs, trying to grow the workforce development components through public art conservation and how we actually connect construction opportunities with public art construction, installation, and maintenance. And ultimately, how we can support our broader community in our representation at the council district's office at LA Council District 8 with their introduction of a Crenshaw Business Improvement District. How can we, as the contracting network, support them through facade improvements, paver installation, and other capital improvements that are happening in South LA right now? And just to overview everybody, the impact of this project is about scaling. It's about actually broadening our view, broadening our impact, and ultimately making a stronger community through the construction and the building. There's a $30 billion future public infrastructure pipeline. Each of those dollars should drive down to local contractors in the areas that are having them. So for areas that have had disinvestment for years, like Crenshaw, you will soon have the opportunity to have capital improvements through infrastructure and construction projects coming to your community. So as good as we can do at the Destination Crenshaw project, that's about how many connections are made for the future. How many of you actually reach these dollars that are coming down through infrastructure funding? And then ultimately, how many jobs can we create on the worker level? How do we connect people in the community to you as a subcontractor to actually grow the workforce and grow your opportunities for scaling, taking on more projects and more funding through more opportunities? So we're interested in both of these because ultimately that is the work. That is what we're doing today. So I appreciate everybody for hearing about the Destination Crenshaw project. I'll stop there. But ultimately, why we're here today is to learn more about contracting and bonding and really the program of Meriwether and Williams. So I just want to bring back Carlos and have him share a little bit about his organization and ultimately the work of the bonding program.
Great, thank you, Jason. Yeah, let me get the presentation pulled up. There we go. Let me share. All right, are you all able to see that? All right, great. So as mentioned, my name is Carlos Ray. I'm the Assistant Client and Community Relations Manager at Meriwether and Williams, where mostly I work with the Contractor Development and Bonding Program, which I'm here to talk to you guys about today. So let's get right into it. So a little bit about Meriwether and Williams. We're a full-service property and casualty insurance brokerage firm. That's our business. We have dedicated construction and OSIP practices. We do specialty programs like Sparta, event insurance, prompt coverage. We're most notably known for here, at least in the state of California, for our bonding and technical assistance programs, which we're talking about today. And we're actually starting to expand outside of California to provide those programs for municipalities as well. We have offices in San Francisco. We have an office here in LA and also in Oakland. And like some of you, we're a small business, we're a woman-owned business, and we're a minority-owned firm. So we understand the challenges you face, we understand the plight that you guys have when trying to get work, trying to pursue contract opportunities. So we're directly and uniquely positioned to do a program like this because we understand and know how to talk the language. So about the program, the Contractor Development and Bonding Program, what's the purpose and the mission of it? So I'll read this because I think this is very important. It's to reduce the barriers of bonding capacity enabling greater and successful participation of small, local, minority women and disabled veteran-owned businesses in public contract opportunities. Basically, like I mentioned before, it's us trying to take those barriers out of the way so you can get closer to the opportunity, then you can grow your capacity grows business, a growing business fuels our economy. So it's like a cycle. But we're definitely here to help you guys and help you identify ways that you can get contract opportunities. We do that in 4 pillars of contract development, as we call it. So the first being assessment and technical assistance, bonding and contract financing assistance, education, training, and contract support, and prime contractor partnerships, which I'll go into each of these during this presentation. But I wanted to start a little bit with some bonding basics. So what is bonding? For those of you that don't know, it's a 3-party agreement that basically guarantees the contract completion. It protects another party, not you as the contractor. And one thing I want to point out is that you cannot purchase it. You have to qualify for it. It's not like insurance, where you can just go say, hey, I want to buy an insurance for my business and, move forward. You have to qualify for it. Why bonding? It's mandated by law on public works projects, citing the Hurd Act of 1894, Miller Act of 1935. And it's in each local municipality and state, it'll look a little bit different, but most of them do require it. It ensures that the owner receives the finished product at the price that was agreed to through the contract. And it also ensures that everyone on the project gets paid. But one way it could help you as a small business or as a contractor is that it could also kind of serve as a pre-qualification instrument. So as you go to look at other projects, it'll kind of speak to your ability once you start building your track record and your history of your business. They'll start seeing the types of bonds that you're able to qualify for and be able to grow your business that way. So that's just a little bit about bonding. So back to our first pillar, assessment and technical assistance. So the journey of a contractor, once you enroll in this program, you'll be assigned to a contractor development manager or an account manager. And that person is going to work with you on day one. Once you get signed up and you get in contact with them, you guys will set up a meeting. And what will happen is you guys will go through an assessment of your business. So they'll ask you, what your goals are, what you're currently doing. Even if you're just starting out, that's okay. We'll find out where you want to go and where you want to take your business. And then what we'll do is develop what we call a work plan to align with those goals that you guys talked about during that assessment. And so that'll be like a checklist, a whole sheet that's dedicated and solely uniquely to your business to reach your desired destination, your desired goals. So we do things like bid review. We'll help you with certifications. We'll make sure you're registered with all the right organizations here in California. That way you have the requirements met. One thing we also do is we send out events and workshops that happen weekly and monthly through our LA Contractor Weekly email that we send out every Wednesday at 2:00. So that'll have upcoming bid opportunities. It'll have events, not just from us, but people like Destination Crenshaw, GLAC. You'll see some prime contractors that have events in there, just different resources that would be available to you to help you as you navigate your business. And then we also do what we targeted bid alerts. So we'll send you specific project opportunities that meet your scope of work. So if we know that there's let's just say concrete need for a certain project, we'll send that to all the people that have that meet that scope of work in our database, and you can respond accordingly. So we try to do as much as we can to give you targeted assistance, as much targeted assistance as possible. So our next pillar is the bonding and project assistance. So we can assist with helping you obtain bonding if you don't have it. We can also work with you to increase your bonding. We work with multiple sureties that understand small and diverse businesses that we've been working with for quite a while. So they understand, how things work and how to work with you as a small business that just maybe just starting out to try to work with public agencies or do public projects. But we're able to help you with that. There's access to collateral support for bid performance and payment bonds for qualified contractors. We do contract review, we do project assessments and field support, which I'll get into in just a few slides here. And we also have project risk identification and mitigation. So we don't just give you bonding and say, hey, go ahead. We really try to help you as you navigate and try to build your business And then one thing that we provide is a one-time use for accounting cost subsidy. So we know CPA prepared financial statements can be pretty costly. So, you know, $3,200 can definitely help in that arena as you're trying to get those documents together. So I want to talk a little bit about one of our newest programs here in the contractor development program. It's our contract financing assistance program. And this is really great. It's been helping out a few people so far. And what it is basically financing that uses their contract and account receivable as collateral. So the money was released as needed and not all up front. We have a third-party funds administration that's required. So we pay the bills for you. We make sure that all of your materials are covered. And we use this to help you. So it's used in a sense that like some people can't always go into a traditional lender and get money. Sometimes that's hard as a business starting out, or as, you know, maybe your first or second contract, maybe, you know, there's credit issues or things like that that may prevent you from walking into a traditional lender to get those funding. So we're here to help you, and this is what this program is all about. One thing it does do, it can boost your credit score. We'll definitely teach you about cash flow and, you know, how to make sure you project that within your business. When you sign up for this, we do a 2-day workshop. So we go through the whole program. We go through best business practices. So we really try to educate you and equip you with the tools that you'll need to be successful. One of the things here is that one of the max is 250 per project. Sometimes we can go more, sometimes we do less, but it just depends on your specific need. But we'll talk to you about that when that time's come. But just wanted to give you guys a little bit about that, and you can always reach out to us if you have more questions. The third pillar is education, training, and contract support. So we do a lot of education. We do monthly trainings on various topics, from marketing to change orders to safety. We do free OSHA 30 certifications. We do a lot of different things that help you as a contractor learn specific topics. We also do training academies. So these are normally 5 to 6 week training academies. We do 2 on bidding and estimating. So one is with the city of LA. So you understand how to bid and estimate city projects and understand all the requirements that go into that. We also have a contract award and management training academy, which we'll present later in the fall, which actually takes you from, okay, so I bid, I estimated, and I was awarded that project. So now how do I manage it? I take it from award, how to review your general conditions, how to manage the project, all the way through closeout. And so that's a really good one. We actually spend about 2 weeks with, we have a construction legal team come in and talk about general conditions and what to look for in your contract and how to spot things and how to negotiate. So it's really a great training academy that we provide. We offer contract specific support on regional bond program supported contracts. So what we're doing with Destination Crenshaw would definitely be one of those. And then one of the most important things as a contractor that we do as well is help you create an individualized contractor profile, which you see there on the left side of your screen at the bottom. It's really like a 1-page, well, it's really 2, but it's front and back marketing piece that you can have for your business that we'll put together for you. So it'll have your company, all your contact information. It'll have any certifications, NICS codes that you have, and it'll have your scope of your company, what you do, any past projects that you've worked on. So it's really a piece that you can go to another company or an agency and say, hey, this is my business, and they'll take a look at it. And the cool thing about this is, since we've been doing this for a while, especially the agencies here in the city, they recognize this and they understand, like, oh, if I see this, they've gone through the contractor development and bonding program. So that also helps as we're putting that contractor profile together. And then our 4th pillar is a prime partnership program. So we partner with prime contractors for matchmaking, referrals. They'll sometimes say, hey, we're looking for this certain scope of work for a project. Can you guys connect us with anybody? And we'll send over people that are qualified to work on that project for that scope. And then it'll be up to you guys to discuss and talk about how to pre-qualify if there is any pre-qualification process and develop the relationship from there. But we help make that introduction and help connect you with those opportunities. And then what they also do is, when I mentioned those training academies, these prime contractors will actually send their senior estimators, senior project managers, and people of that sort to come actually teach in those training academies. So you're learning all this great information from people that touch this every day, that make decisions, that have done this for years. You're learning how to do it from them, so you're able to soak up that knowledge as well. And we've actually had people connect through our training academy and get awarded on projects to be a subcontractor with some of these primes. So this is not the full list. This is just to represent some of them. So we work with a lot more, but just wanted to provide an example there. So what we do in our field support, we offer some great field support. So we're a comprehensive program. We don't just, help you with paperwork and send you on your way. We actually work with you throughout the duration of a project or throughout the duration of your company. So we do bid document review, as I mentioned before. So we'll start with attending a pre-bid. A lot of projects, I guess you can kind of call this one for Destination Crenshaw, you'll attend a pre-bid. So we understand the project. We'll talk about our program there as well. We'll review the contract with you, the plans and specs, and assist you with identifying any risks that may come up to your business. We'll assist you with identifying any required documents for that bid, and then we'll help you do a bid document review. So we'll sit down with you, go through your whole bid, make sure your I's are dotted and T's are crossed, make sure you have everything filled out and you're responsive. One thing we can't do is talk about numbers. So we can't say, hey, you're too high, you're too low. Basically, we can't be in a position to say, hey, you guys told us to bid one number and it was too high, and that's why we didn't get awarded. So we can do everything up to talking about numbers. And then we'll do a post-bid debrief. So if you won, we'll talk about what the next steps are. What do we do right? Where do we go right? Or if you didn't get awarded, what happened? How can we, fix it for the next time? So we do a very comprehensive bid document review. And that would be with your assigned contractor development manager as well. And then contract support. So once you get awarded and you're ready to start, we'll do a project kickoff meeting. So we'll have a job start checklist that we have that you'll go through, and we'll make sure that everything is checked off and everything that's expected is right. We'll do a contractor principal status report. So we'll do monthly check-ins with you and the prime or the owner that you're working for. We'll help you with your billings and payments, so we understand when payments and billings need to happen. Make sure we understand the construction schedule, so that way the project gets moved and you don't get dinged for anything that might come up that could have been controlled. We do site visit reports, and then we do a change order log review. So we'll help you as you go along with any change orders, and then ultimately getting you to a successful closeout. We have a project manager that's on staff that's been doing this for 30 some odd years. So he has a lot of experience with large GCs, small businesses, you name it. He's able to kind of see, he's probably seen every situation that could come up and can help you navigate around that. And so that's it for me. That's a little bit about the contractor development and bonding program. We have a lot of services we want you to take advantage of. And I haven't looked at the Q&A, but I think somebody might ask, how much does this cost? And that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. The cost is, there's no cost to contractors at all. So this program is entirely free. You can take advantage of all the services we have. We actually have some contractors that are working on Destination Crenshaw right now that have come through our program and utilized these services and grown their business. So we know that it works, and we're here to help. So if you're not on your phone, please take a picture of this QR code. You can go right to the enrollment form today, and we'll start working with you as soon as possible. So I look forward to working with you all. And Jason, thank you so much for the time today.
Carlos, thank you so much. That is incredible, right? And I think, as we were working through this program and as we work on the project, we're focused on getting the local community engaged, right? So when we heard about this program, at the same time, we were actually going through the process of how do we engage our local contractors to actually get them involved in all levels of the project. So as soon as we heard about it, first we had to check and pinch ourselves to see if we were awake. Then we figured out, like, this is an actual program that's already happening, that already connects with public dollars, public resources, and public projects. How do we get it to more people, right? So ultimately, it's about having information like this. But you're right, this is pre-bid before the pre-bid, right? This is the information session. So we can actually share it out to people and let them know, here's the recording. You missed it, but here you go, right? because ultimately what Destination Crenshaw is going to do, and that's what I'll go into right now, is our RFP, right? So I can talk about the reason for the season, right? So as people know, we did the Sankofa Park, that's 60%, right? And then we're going to the pavers, which we just started. Next, what we're going to do is our pocket parks, right? And so there's 3 pocket parks along Destination Crenshaw's footprint that we want constructed by February of next year. And this will constitute a fully constructed project, and we want to focus on working with you as the local MBE contractor. So why is Carlos's work relevant? It's because we want to eliminate all the barriers that exist for contractors in our community. And we want to make sure that you have all the information possible to help us finish this project. So the first parklet that you're looking at right now is 50th Street East on Crenshaw Boulevard. Right now, it's a gravel lot. We are actually using it for staging for our second phase. But what you see here is an elevated platform with parking associated with it, right? So that has shade structures, elements in our pavers, but it also provides an opportunity for people to see the Crenshaw wall that's immediately across the street from it. So this is across the street from Doolin's, Bethesda Church, and the Crenshaw wall right there on Crenshaw Boulevard. Next, you see 54th here, 54th parklet with parking in the back. So that's a parklet in the front on the western side. On the eastern side towards 11th Avenue, you see parking in the back of that. You also see Melvin Edwards' statue there. It's a 14-ton sculpture. So contractors from the area looking to actually get experience in art installation and public art installation. That is what we're going to offer with this project, right? An opportunity for you to grow your business, but also grow a new work stream. How about becoming an expert in installing public art from world-class Black artists from your community? And then next, IM Park. So IM Park is on our southernmost parklet off of Slauson. This has elements that are more for play, right? So we'll have our public art, but we'll also have things that are for climbing, things that are for kids and green space that are connected to the Hyde Park community. So these are 3 of the parklet opportunities that Destination Crenshaw will have coming up in the coming months. And I hope that each one of you that are connected to this today are actually willing to actually partner with us, with Destination Crenshaw, and potentially Meriwether and Williams and Glack to compete for these projects, right? So our opportunities are your opportunities, right? And we hope that we can actually bring forward more opportunities as we move forward. So I will look at the questions and see if we got any questions. This is your time for questions. So if you want to ask any questions, please put them through and we'll answer them. I see a good afternoon, Diana. Good afternoon. So we'll answer that one. That one's answered. You stated the max. So Carlos, this is for you. Got a question in the chat. You stated the max was $250,000. How much more of that can you go? And if a contractor has a $500,000 contract, how much would you handle or cover?
No, that's a great question. I think that's in reference to our contract financing assistance program. So yeah, the max is 250. We have seen more than that. That would be more of a conversation with our team on that financing assistance program. So I can't say like, hey, we would do a certain amount, but that would just be a one-on-one situation that you would talk to them about, and then they would let you know from there what could be done. Got it. So that's a case-by-case. Yeah. Case-by-case basis. Okay, got it. Cool. Thank you for that. The next, I believe, is for me from David. I would like to know more about the 1% for the art allocation. So the 1% for the art allocation is provided by funding from the state of California and the county of Los Angeles. So there is an allocation that's put on public infrastructure projects that goes specifically to the creation of public art in communities. So this is a kind of a macro level legislation
And Destination Crenshaw is trying to make sure that those public art opportunities that come from the investments of public infrastructure go to artists in the community. So that is something that we are constantly working at, trying to figure out those pools of funding that could potentially go to public artists in our community. And that's what you see by the instinct of 100 art opportunities. It's really connecting artists from our community to those funds. But ultimately, the better we do at that, the better our creative economy works in Crenshaw, which is, truly one of our greatest resources. And so the next question: are you considering a community design of the parklets? Are all the projects in Destination Crenshaw an RFP process? Where can we find the project bidding information for Destination Crenshaw? So that's a great question. The design of the Destination Crenshaw project actually started in 2014. And it actually was led by a community design process through a partnership with Council District 8 and Perkins and Will. And so through that process and through the community engagement process, they were able to engage not only residents around the parklets, but also the public art, the shade structures, and all of our exhibition and design that'll be coming in the future. So we had a process of starting and selecting our general contractor, but as our public funding grew, we started doing RFPs for particular elements. So we did do an RFP for our phases in our sidewalk paving. That contract was higher. It was around 18 million for that. And this is where we started the bonding conversation, because we were going out to people and they were saying, I can't actually do that because it's too large. So it's actually the RFP process for this project and putting it out for contractors to work is actually what led us to this conversation today. And regarding construction management opportunities, what suggestions would you make if one is interested in subcontracting opportunities? Dr. Francis, that is a great segue to what we're going to do. So ultimately what we found is that, it was a challenge finding GCs that were actually able to kind of contract at this great level. So what we're designing right now, and that's why this is the pre-bid before the pre-bid, is actually we're designing an RFP that actually does a subprime for our construction, right? So we're going to eliminate the GC level and go directly to subs as primes for the different trades and the different opportunities inside of our contract. So we're going to have a direct relationship with you as contractors, working with Meriwether and Williams, people that know Angela as everybody does. We're going to make sure that we connect and make this ecosystem actually see each other. So us serving and having our owners representatives serve as the project manager, making sure that our team is coming together and we are working together, seeing this project through, but ultimately creating that network. We want to create the next super team, right? That's building these infrastructure projects in South LA from South LA. So that is an absolute great question. I'm glad that you asked it, because that's exactly what we're working on right now. And we hope to come back with you in a few weeks with an RFP opportunity, and all the people that attended this webinar will get that information when they come through. So I appreciate everybody. Looks like that's the end of the questions. And if Angela or Carlos, you have any comments before we go, this is your time.
I'll let Angela go.
I would just say, thank you, Carlos. I would just say, please stay connected and stay in tune, get the latest information. Don't leave before the magic occurs. And as they say, secure the bag.
Yeah, no, I echo all of that. Yeah, take advantage of all the resources and information that you can. That's how you're going to be successful. Feel free to reach out to me or on our team. We're definitely here to help. And Jason, if you don't mind, I would love to just put the QR code back up just in case anybody missed it.
Absolutely.
Okay. But yeah, that's it. And good luck. And I hope to be working with some of you guys really soon.
And you'll see in the chat for everybody. You can email us at Destination Crenshaw, construction@destinationcrenshaw.la. You can also hit the link construction.destinationcrenshaw.la/join us. That is an interest form for people interested in taking the RFP and getting more interested in our project. And scan the QR code before you leave so you can learn more about this bonding program that's offered at Meriwether and Williams. Again, I appreciate everybody for joining us and have a blessed weekend. And we hope to work with you soon at Destination Crenshaw. Thank you so much.